Hey, I am playing around with TiddlyRoam today. I'm working on trying to write a short script for a demo that I want to do about some features in InDesign related to grayscale and bitmap images and how you can recolor them. So I just thought I would play around live on YouTube in TiddlyRoam and see what happens. So here I go. Here, if anyone is watching, I hope you enjoy. Um, I guess I'm not really paying attention to chat or anything. I just sort of thought this would be fun to try. I will see what happens as things go. Hopefully this isn't too stupid or crazy. Okay. Um, if you haven't played around with TiddlyRoam or TiddlyWiki before, it's pretty basic. It's a self-contained web page that you download a blank one from TiddlyWiki.com, and it sort of launches. You just open it in a variety of ways. The easiest one I found is downloading their own application called Tiddly Desktop, which basically runs a little browser that all it does is show you the Tiddly wiki and lets you save it easily. I'm using TiddlyRoam, and it's able to use the same Tiddly Desktop program because under the hood, it's basically TiddlyWiki with some extra features built on top. The main one being this nice image link map, sort of like visual graph of how your ideas link together. So I'm building a demonstration. I just thought I would use it to write the script. Sort of like as I write the script, I am creating these other note cards or other tiddlers, as they call them, and just sort of filling in blanks in my own thinking and making. So I will talk very little and just kind of work and see where that gets us. Okay. I do have chat open. I know there is one viewer. So if anyone does have any questions or anything, I'll try to pay attention to chat. This is my first time trying to live stream anything, so I just thought it'd be a fun way to try to get started. Okay. Getting too into the weeds here. Let's just keep working on trying to write this. Okay, so let's see. Let's keep working on this. Got these other things that might be useful. I'll keep them in here while I work on it in case I can keep seeing where these things might interconnect. Okay, so now, the smart person might, as they're working on this, sort of think, okay, well, this is really meant to be an outline. Maybe the outline uses bullet points and numbering lists to kind of demarcate out where I want to work. But then since it's meant to interlink things together, the smart way to work on each one of these little bullet points would probably be to like have that be its own tiddler or note card, which might be its own sort of array of bullet points, which could then each be their own sort of like expanded note card in and of itself. Again, this idea being like, how can we use a tool that sort of says, here are these chunks of information, chunks of knowledge, chunks of description, chunks of definition, chunks of demonstration that you're trying to get down, get out, and how do you keep them in as modular of a format as possible to help you moving forward, reuse them, re-reference them, have kind of a system of parts that you can put together in different ways for future things. So if you're trying to think that way, it'd probably be smart to think of like, okay, well, maybe there's just a little explanation of what these image modes in Photoshop are. I'm going to have to use that for this lecture or this demo, but I'll probably need to use that in the future for some other demonstration or explanation. So that could be a thing that I think of here. Is like, and I'll try to write this in a way that I can do it for Adobe Photoshop, and then at some future date, I realize I need to do it in GIMP or something else. I could add that here as well. Go to image, and you go to image mode, and then you just pick the mode that you want. Okay. Okay, so maybe that's like too granular, but whatever. It's a way to start. Then the since I now have that in its own tiddler, so this here, if we need, we got our images. If we have a color image, we need to make a grayscale. If you look, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so then my thing that I just wrote, how to change image mode, that's going to go right here, but it is, instead of linking to it as a link with the brackets, if I use the mustache brackets, it should now bring in that text. So for Adobe Photoshop, you open the image, you go to the image menu, you click go to mode, pick the image mode you desire, bam. In this case, now it doesn't style format it. I'll have to figure that out later. I haven't tried this before, so good learning instruction there, but make sure to figure out how to have that. What? Okay, so this is important because if it's going to be this, we're using gray and bitmapped images. No matter what in Photoshop, you have to have the image as a grayscale image to then make it a bitmap image. I just need to make sure we're talking about that that's the right order. So even okay, how to change image mode. So like as a sub connection to how to change image mode, this is going to be change grayscale to bitmap. Okay, so then what's our image mode menu? annoying part in Photoshop is that there's this bitmap menu. What does that look like? Resolution and method. Okay, these should be links for sure. Got some good interlinking going on. How does this look? Okay, that prints those instructions for me again. I'll have to figure out how to get these things to format, but these things are pretty easy to solve. TiddlyWiki has a pretty good user base. I've so far, just with Google searches, been able to find a lot of things that I've been trying to figure out. Maybe in a second I can live figure that out. So those update, and then the cool thing is down here now, this my like script keeps updating with those other updates that I keep making. So this is kind of fun to see build in this modular way. This is getting too detailed. It doesn't need to be a page because method might refer to a whole bunch of things. So um, okay. I think as I'm building this out, I'm realizing that sort of like, you get into these things where you're trying to explain something in depth, you might actually need to consider how you could build those into their own little tiddlers so that in the future you could use them again, something else. But for now, I'm just going to kind of leave them as they are. Like I said, I'm just trying to sort of like rapidly build out this lecture script or demonstration script. Okay, so once we've got our images, Okay, cool. So let's see what else. Okay. This is going to be. Okay. Well, what else we need to do? Make our resolution page. What does resolution do? It's a good definition for a pixel. The smallest part. It's a component. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's compare. mathematical lines, points, yeah, points, nodes, lines. Sure, that's good enough for now. That's my own definition for now. I can look up some things on Wikipedia or somewhere else later to fill this in if I really care. Okay, so vector graphics, then you might also think about recent. So we got GIMP. There's an image editor. It's raster graphics. Okay. Maybe that's already implied, but got InDesign, which is raster and vector. Illustrator, which is really just meant to be vector. It handles raster graphics now, but whatever. Let's do our little list thing again. Okay. Now, I might get tired of working on my thing for a while and play around with, well, what else could I add to this? Should I add the other Adobe softwares that I use? Like, what are those? Do I add we'll expand on that later. We got visual effects. Do I want that to be another page? Maybe. This should probably be like video as a thing. Then I can add here. Just make it. We don't need any content yet. And now my Adobe thing is updated. Right? It's got these new things. And I don't know, like some future thing I might care about Adobe XD. I might care about, what else do I have down on my little, I guess like Acrobat, or I think that's all that I ever usually use. But once you get some of these things set up, you just kind of like can quickly see where things are linking on the note card, the Tiddler, but also like in our little graph editor here in graph map viewer in TiddlyRoam. And again, it sort of was like, might give us ideas, at least give me some ideas for the future of like what else to talk about or try to show people. That's really what I'm trying to work on here. just sort of like, for me, puts my proclivities for procrastination to work still. For future me, hopefully. Future me won't only be mad at procrastinating present me, they might also be somewhat pleased with present procrastinating me. I mean, so for the purposes of doing the actual demonstration I wanted to do, which was recolor how to take grayscale and bitmap images, use them in InDesign, and then magically be able to recolor them on the fly instead of having to like remake multiple colored versions of something in Photoshop. I think I've got enough figured out here. And this was a fun way to start a kind of blank project in TiddlyWiki and like quickly think about how this can be useful for teaching practice, design practice, whatever, in a lot of kind of clever ways. Or if you are a content creator or something and you are kind of thinking, if I have these few ideas that I already know about, if you can, that I know I want to do something with, if you can get them into a tool like this, this is TiddlyRoam. Like I said, it's meant to kind of be Roam research like as far as being able to build something using TiddlyWiki goes. But any tool like TiddlyWiki, Roam Research, Obsidian, the variety of other kind of thought mapping tools out there can all be used in these same kind of ways. How do you get what you're doing down? And then how do you see these available interconnections and sort of hopefully see more content to create or to do something with next? From thinking about things I explained in this little quick script, there's like all kinds of things I could think about for other students, like really helping them understand which resolutions you should work in, depending on what your workflow is going to be like. That might be something useful to notate here. What resolution to maybe it's related. Maybe that's a good idea to help remind oneself, like what else to. Okay, great questions already just from, sorry, not that this matters, but maybe this is a good way. Let's see. I don't know if I want to actually work on that right now, but what other questions? How do you know what color space to pick? These are all sort of things that I know I get asked by students all the time, and now if I can sort of keep track of them in a more useful way, how can I kind of store these things and enable myself to really rapidly build out either like written explanations for a student, instructions, handouts, or on the fly kind of scripts and ideas for demonstration videos or like live Zoom things or something. All right, I've got to get back to my class. I've got some students who will be coming by for some virtual meetings soon, but this was a fun way to spend an hour live streaming. Hopefully anyone that watched found it fun to just see quickly what they might do themselves using a tool like TiddlyWiki, or what you can kind of quickly put together in uh, these kinds of virtual brain node network note-taking tools. And yeah,